We just dove the hardest shore dive in Victoria. We're here at the Enterprise Channel, and the currents in here are pretty wild.
Most divers avoid this stretch of coast. Too exposed, too uncertain, too fast. And if we hit the slack just right, we might see why this current makes the impossible beautiful.
Hey adventurers, and welcome back to BC Adventures. I'm Ryan Swan.
And I'm Trevor Shawaga, and we're here at
Enterprise Channel.
Welcome to Enterprise Channel. Trial Island on one side, battered by open swell. Kitty Islet and McMicking Point to the other, squeezing the sea through a narrow throat. Between them runs a corridor that amplifies motion. When tide flows here, it doesn't drift, it charges. And that speed changes everything. Divers chase the rare moment when the ocean holds still, the slack. But the slack here is never perfect. It can come early, or late, or sideways. What looks calm from shore might already be building underneath.
Look how the water's moving. It's moving out, moving in. It's going in all directions right there. That's kind of where we're going diving in a few minutes.
Let's go find out. Yeah.
No, we're gonna wait a little bit. But you can see, like in here, the water gets pulled in out through this chute, and then the currents come this way, and so then it all kind of mixes up in here, and then you've got some other action kind of over here by these rocks, so it just kind of makes a full, like, I wonder what the sea life is underneath right there. Like, I bet it's pretty neat, but we're gonna have to be really careful about timing this. So Enterprise Channel is one of the more challenging spots. Currents are really unpredictable here. We are trying to time it at slack, but we're being very cautious about how we go in. So we got here early and we're just monitoring slack conditions right now, just making some visual notes, but it does start to look like it might be good enough to go in. So I think it's time to suit up.
We step in. Cold wraps around. Kelp brushes past the camera. Then, sea palms appear. Thick stalks gripping stone. Blades streaming in one direction. Sea palms don't live in quiet water. They anchor in chaos and flourish in it. If you want to know how strong a place is, look at what thrives there. We push through the forest, and the reef begins to answer back.
Look at these sea urchins. They've probably been locked in this rock longer than I've been diving, maybe even longer than I've been alive. They grow slow, decades slow. Down here, patience wins.
They wait for storms to tear kelp loose, and when it falls, the reef comes alive. Hundreds of mouths moving at once, nothing wasted.
So the real question is, what happens when the tide turns here?
Water never rests here. Every tide pulls cold nutrients from the deep, feeding this reef from the bottom up. You can't always see the current, but you see what it shapes. Sponges spread like paint. Tunicates pulse, driving invisible food from the water. Sea stars crawl slow, deliberate. Anemones wait, patient hunters dressed as flowers. And between them, nudibranchs. They only exist where food is constant. And food is constant where current delivers. The ocean moves, life builds around it. But what happens when that motion surges beyond what you would expect?
These gray patches, hundreds of them, could be glove sponges, maybe sea squirts.
It's hard to tell. Tiny holes scattered everywhere. Every pore breathes water, filters it, lives off it. They don't fight the current, they use it. And that's how you know this calm won't last. The water thickens. Black rockfish face directly into the flow, motionless but holding the line. A yellowtail flashes silver and vanishes. Closer in, copper and quillback rockfish tuck against ledges. The faster the current, the tighter they stack, until the line between the rock and body blurs into one living wall. Motion doesn't scatter life here. It compresses it, until the next heartbeat that comes through, this one will feel together. And then it shifts. The sea palms snap into alignment. Kelp leans. The channel breathes in hard. Slack was a lie. Water accelerates back through a bottleneck, compressing into power. You feel it in your chest. Your fins bite harder. The reef seems to slide beneath you. This is why so few attempt this dive, because you can read the charts and you still miss the rhythm. Everything around you holds its ground, anchored against the force, but in this world, this isn't just current, it's living design. A conversation between power and endurance.
We turn towards shore. The current eases, light softens. Eel grass rises through the green, long ribbons swaying in a gentle motion. After the push of the channel, this feels like silence. But even here, you can see it. The slow breath of the tide pulling in and out. Nothing here is ever truly still.
And holy cow, the current was insane. We thought we timed this dive. We looked at the tidal charts and the current charts. This is slack on all levels. Not a lot of water movement. But out here in Enterprise Channel, it doesn't matter. It was insane. Water was coming from this direction and this direction. Then it was coming up, then it was coming down. We got a couple opportunities out there where there wasn't current, and then we got to explore, and the life flourished. It is glowing down there. All different types of rockfish, sea anemones, nudibranchs. This site had it all. Absolutely fantastic dive. Diving through that current was absolutely exhausting.
Today we dove the Kitty Islet entrance to Enterprise Channel. We witnessed how raw current creates life. Forests of sea palms, layers of sponges, and fish that live by endurance. We felt the moment close. But up the channel waits McMicking Point. Tougher, sharper, less forgiving. So the question becomes, which is truly the hardest dive in Victoria? Kitty Islet or McMicking Point? There's only one way to find out. Next time, we'll dive the other side, and we'll let the ocean make up its mind.
And we'll see you next time on BC Adventures.